Okay, government. And anyway, since the stupid phone keeps clicking off, that was a little more weird. But if you guys will be faithful and you'll actually put the patents in my name, send the patent to me. It's nice to be famous for being a genius intellect, not halfway genius, like literally genius. If you actually literally do send it, I can help you out, okay? And I want you to do one more thing. This is easier for you and it's not so hard, okay? Military equipment, you guys would base guns, whatever, and you have to have a legalism, firearms weapon permit, all this. Martial arts equipment. I could beat probably somebody with a baseball bat out in a crowd heavily, quickly, fastly, more than like every martial arts equipment there is. Like it literally, you have to have space. It's hard. All the stuff that's not stabbing projectiles, please make them a little sporting equipment freedom. I mean, come on, dude. Do you want your people to be warriors or you just want them to be little wimps, okay? Two, nunchucks, it's really hard to hurt people. Like literally, you'd have to be Chinese and train for like 30 years to like hurt people with nunchucks. Like literally you'd have to pick up, hefty duty, hefty nunchucks. Make a legalism for some kind of nunchuck that's, a legalism. And kendo sticks, anything like that, please do rightly enough for us to train. We need to build up our muscles. We don't need to be little wimps, okay? And this is why. If you train with enough nunchucks, and this is why I want to tell you this, don't be a wuss when it comes to your governmental and training cops and military. Here's why. Okay, nunchucks, natural reaction. Guess what? And I'm not talking about how they're going to hate on my song like they would probably say, but I'm going to say a natural reaction with nunchucks is this. Somebody goes to fight you, even tries to stab you, even tries to do anything towards you, you can move quicker and faster in every situation in a freestyle mode because your body, you start seeing stuff as slow motion, okay? People in fights even trying to swing at you, you watch natural reactions and you know how to slam someone quickly, okay? And this is why. You train your muscles, and here's your big military. I'm big, I'm bulky, I use, guns and ammo, and I'm a big military man, and I know, certain moves with knives and knives, and I'm a good hard man. Okay, let me tell you this. If you're super big and super slow, and you're barely really quick enough to do anything, and you're just like only trained to that one muscle memory, that's not good. That means in a fighting attack of certain aspects you can't defend yourself from, you can't defend yourself from it, okay? So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you use nunchucks, any martial arts equipment, anything like that, and allow them to use it, train them how to use it. It's not hard, dude. And here, let me tell you something. You want to know why? The drumstick finger move, okay? Remember this. I'm going to try to get it for you, okay? Ready? Ready? Here it goes. Remember this? Remember this? Hold tightly, and it's a movement of the fingers, okay? And then the wrist will actually naturally move with the nunchucks. Obviously, you'll be going like this, right? But it's your fingers that cause the best alignment. So when you're going to use nunchucks and you want to lift it, you got to let your fingers loose and tighten them and loosen them. You see what I'm saying? You'll see when you go to lift it and to slow it down, you'll have to open your the bottom part of your fingers up instead and keep the front two tighter, and you'll have to loosen, okay? Now, if you're not actually good at this will cause you a big problem, okay? You will look like a stiff board. You'll suck. Your wrist will start hurting more, and it'll over-torque you, and you're just like, it's not working. Well, once you learn how to do it, it's really good. You remember that little split in the chest you always seen in those martial arts films? That's one way to get it, okay? But you have to train, and you have to be obedient. You know what's good with this? Marijuana. Yeah. You want to know why? I used to do it. You want to know what's easy? Dude, I trained like a champion. You want to know why? It's called obedience and perseverance of the mind. I could actually go out, play soccer, and I would actually, right before you guys illegally beat me, guess what? I was literally training every day. I was using soccer balls, sitting there playing soccer, practicing. I was using nunchucks, martial arts equipment. I was sitting there practicing. It was awesome, dude. I was sitting there playing drum set. I'm a vocalist, okay? And you guys don't know that, but you're going to need to because I'm about to make an album, okay? Try to be obedient to the fact that if you do this, make sporting equipment legal for this, and you don't have to go stabbing projectiles, you don't have to go throwing knives if you don't want. I would say if military, you better go ahead and let them do it, because if you want them to be better than what they are, you want them to be like, hardcore, you know what I'm saying? The higher ones, I want to mention them, but don't know what kind of spiritual tricks you'll probably play next. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. If you guys can go ahead and figure out how to pull this off and allow us sporting equipment, we would all like that and appreciate it. It's not a gun, okay? And you should keep allowing stuff that you can, okay? Stuff that you can to train highly, rightly, it's a lot better for you. If you don't go around, hating on them, just say, hey, you can carry equipment in a bag locked in your trunk, okay? If you buy it, or if you don't, at least put it in your trunk if you just buy it. Make them a plastic covering like you would do a fishing license from the companies where they sell them from, and put a receipt in it and seal it and just tape it to whatever it is. That would be a good aspect to bringing it. Traveling wise, you want to go to a friend's house, it's legal to use at home, then you go to a friend's home. If they're at an apartment, you probably might want to keep them where they can at least keep it in the apartment, use it in the apartment, okay? Here's what the aspect becomes. If you guys allow people to train, dude, people will come up to them, swing on them, and they won't even hit them, like literally slow motion. My cousin Taekwondoist, and this is really what's funny. This is how bad your drugs actually are too. Like yours are worse than this. Yours actually trip and make you aggravated and angry. So when you get off of it, it's a heavy withdrawal. Like your medicine medicinally for skits is like gonna literally make you trip and die. Like literally trip, hallucinate, trip, and die, and you're fighting a lot of evil, weird spirits. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, it's like this. If you can pull this off, this is what happened. My cousin Taekwondoist, dude. I read a Bruce Lee book. That's it, right? I trained martial arts equipment. That's it, right? I studied, I learned, I watched. I watched martial arts film, learned a little bit more fighting style aspect of what I could. Haven't learned everything, every single style, but I watched a little bit, learned, watched their nunchucks and martial arts equipment especially. And I just went out and practiced, and I tried, right? And I hadn't even got to my best yet. I just barely got the Bruce Lee book read. I barely not ate it, obviously. I barely started getting into it. His eyes, he starts swinging, and you hit game mode with him. He's ex-taekwondoist. He starts swinging, right? Like for the life of him, he is going to break right here. He wants to break that nose, right? So he's swinging for the life. He's got every bit of energy. He's like, ay, ay, and you could see him, and he's swinging like crazy. He's holding on my shirt. I'm looking like the Matrix, bending back like this, right? And he's holding on to me, and he's holding me up while he's swinging. He's got so much adrenaline rush. I'm sitting there going like this, watching this, and I'm seeing this, and it's not even hit me, dude. Like literally, I'm just watching this. I'm like, I didn't even get hit once. All I know, I seen how serious he was. I seen the mark of the game face in his eyes. Like, oh my God, yeah. And if he wasn't my cousin, I probably would have snapped it. But I went ahead, I went back, and I was like, and I hit him with a Bruce Lee punch, open hand, closed fist, right here to the jugular. You want to know why that was a good move? Because it slows the blood flow to their brain. You want to know why? Here's why. I didn't want to pop it. He's my cousin. I wanted him to live. So I thought, I hope I don't snap his jugular or something like that. And this is why it's a good thing. I hit him with a warning shot. And actually, any fight I've gotten in since I've been trained, I usually throw a warning shot, okay? Government cops, I don't beat, okay? I don't fight military. If military comes up unnoticed that they're military and they swing, and if I do have to protect myself, I'm sorry. I don't hit anybody governmental. I don't harm them. I don't swing at them. I was taught that. A civilian, on the other hand, who goes, loco, hey, if they swing at me, buddy, I got to protect myself. You got to learn that. And this is why martial arts equipment needs to be done, because people can freestyle self-defend themselves, okay? I don't believe in the Great Spirit. I don't believe in calling on it. I think it's pretty much whatever. And you want to know the secret of the you want to know why that is? He burned his muscles so goddamn bad, like literally using him and torquing him so much. His muscle pains were so much. He was just fighting every bit not to stop. And he got to the point where they were so bad, he would probably, and this is what I got to. I was like, but it came out, like that, and that's why he had that battle cry. He had so much torque and martial arts equipment that his muscles burned so freaking bad that's how he got his battle cry. The little aspect. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't know that, it's really really hard for you to understand. It's not that bad. You guys want a good military? Yeah. And I would suggest try not to call on the Great Spirit, okay? That's my personal opinion. I've been through a lot with the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's best for you if you're going to do it. You learn Bruce Lee's aspect. You keep it memorized. If you do believe in Jesus by Christ, and I would tell him specifically not to call on the Great Spirit. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I want you to reference when he first legally copyrighted his book, and I want you to reference how far it actually went before he actually ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? See what actually did happen. And let me tell you this. he may have went through a schizo reaction type aspect on medicine when he was at his weakness. He may have always wanted to fight the demon that was trying to stop his family, because his in the their movie, there was like the philosophy was a demon was always trying to kill them and their family before whatever age. Now, if that actually does happen, if you call on the Great Spirit, be careful with you're with Christ. Try not to call on it. I would say not to. Personally, you don't know what it is and isn't going to do, and you don't know what it can and can't do. Okay, and I'm telling you that for a good reason. I would trust that. If you guys are smart, guess who's your strength? If you believe in Jesus, you've been crucified with Christ. Hey, yeah, remember, you got a new covenant. You're not under the old. Remember, one had to be, hair chopped, reference Christ, and reference unveil old covenant. One had his hair chopped off, and